Ooh. Well, we should be live. Good evening.
Testing, testing.
Can
One,
everyone
two.
hear us okay? That's in chat. Well, if you can't, this is myself, Tom from Black Toe Studios, and I'm joined by my wonderful friend and co-founder of Black Toe Studios, Mr.
Dominic Richards.
Yes.
Hello. Well, welcome.
Indeed. Um, yeah. So another night of chit chat.
Yep, we're all still in lockdown, everybody,
Yeah.
and we're here to do some hobby today.
So if anyone is there, yeah, everyone
Um,
hear us. That's good. So there's a slight delay on the stream. Sorry to interrupt you, Dom. Because obviously I think we're about 10 seconds or
it
something like
looks
that.
like you're frantically waving at everyone, Tom.
Oh, I'm shaking a paint pot.
Yeah. Lesson learned from last time: when shaking paint pot, make it obvious.
Make it very obvious where it is. Up
Yeah.
here.
Otherwise, we'll be removed from YouTube quicker than
I mean, it's one way of getting views. That's what I say.
desperate times.
So, Dom, what are we working on tonight, eh?
Well, Tom, let me tell you what I'm working on tonight. I am working on 3 different things, so I will be rotating between the 3,
Ooh.
all of which are red.
Would this be word bearer
Hello,
themed,
people.
or is it?
No, it's not word bearer themed. In fact, it
Ah.
is world eater themed
Oh.
and corn demon themed.
Ah.
So, as you know, the camera on my tablet here is rather shocking, but I will show you. There's always alcohol going. Perfect excuse to have a drink. So, what I'm working on tonight, Tom, is I've got a World Eater Lord in Terminator armor
Oh, is this one with
that
the
I've
Sisters of
converted.
Battlehead on the ground, bottom of it?
Yeah,
I
it's going to be
see.
an Argent Shroud head on there, I think.
That's very kind of you.
And yeah, he got. I got inspired to do these guys after doing my army showcase on the channel. I got them all out. And I was like, oh, I do love the simplicity of a World Eater army, where it's just like guns, psychers,
You,
combat weapons.
I
Let's
mean,
go hacking.
I get the appeal playing Templars, you know. I mean, who needs Psychers, right?
Evening.
Ah,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and there's lots of anti-psycho stuff in the World Eater army uh, and Corn Demons. So that's kind of what I'm going with.
cool.
Um, Also, I have a murder of bloodletters. So a murder of bloodletters, Tom, as we defined in the last chat,
Yep.
is a group of bloodletters.
Is there a minimum to
So
this
my
group?
murder of bloodletters is 30 bloodletters I'm painting at
I
the
see.
moment. It's hard going. I'm not going to lie to you. So I've got 30 bloodletters I'm currently doing. Here's the hunter, the blood hunter, like the
Nice.
champion of the squad. He's converted. He's got 2 swords there. Doing a bit of a like a whirlwind kind of thing going on. A bit of a windmilling.
It's the best way to go into combat, windmilling.
Yeah, exactly. Uh, and where is he gone? Oh, there we go. I'm also doing a herald, which is a blood hunter, I believe.
All right.
No, not blood hunters. And he is a conversion, so he is also going to be Skull Taker. It was conversion before the new model, and he's been sitting in my cupboard, so I'm working on him as well. So
Cool.
most of them have the very base red on them now. Silver has been done, and I'm working on brass tonight. What
Ah.
about yourself, Tom? What are you
Well,
working on?
just before I go on, I just want to say hello to I think the Rick Lewis, RAF, and Dave Holland who just dropped into chat there. Just sort of say hello to them, and then I'll just go on to say that. Well, if anyone's been following our Instagram, you'll see that I've been putting up a lot of Sisters of Battle recently. I'll just lean back here. That's kind of what I've done, just behind me. There'll be a video on that coming up soon, so I'll do that in a bit more detail. I think webcams don't do them justice, to be honest. However, sticking with that current theme, Dom doesn't look very happy about this. I think he's just
Filthy Imperial dogs.
is I cracked open the box that I had for the starter set, and we got the penitent engine made up. So I am currently working on an Argent Shroud penitent engine.
Cool.
which I thought I'd give it a go because I've still got the Seraphim to do in that kit, but I've really reined myself in, unlike I normally do, and I'm only assembling what I'm about to paint.
Oh, well done, Thomas. That's very
So,
good. Nice. What is everybody in the chat working on tonight? Are they going to be joining us in some hobby
yeah,
goodness, or are they just going to be listening to our lovely
this,
tones?
well, that is a good question. What is everyone up to? Just give them a chance to hit
Bit of delay.
yeah, while we carry on with the wonderful paint jobs that we're both trying to do. Please don't be bad.
I tell you what, I've got like this. I've got having 30 bloodletters sitting in front of you. Just like even doing tiny bits on them is quite intimidating.
It's like I was doing the sisters. I had them in basically 35 of them to do, and I was sort of just working my way around doing something on each of them
Mm-hmm.
until they're all finished, which does work, but it can get a bit, ooh, you know, this color again on this model. That's good. And
Yeah, I do this quite often, especially for the 83rd War Host. I set myself these goals, and after, like I said previously, after recording them, um, I almost instantly regret them. So
oh dear, Dom.
it is what it is. I can't do much about it really. It's too late. I don't like to let people down. I just have to wait a little bit longer.
That's fair
Who
enough.
doesn't love new models? Okay, that's a very good point.
Yeah, well, AdMech
I
and
mean,
some more Vanguard special weapons squads. Oh, nice. Okay, cool.
nice. Oh, there's some nice AdMech stuff coming out actually.
Oh yeah, that was the
Um,
latest bit of an update, wasn't it? Oh, he's outside to work on Chaos Beastman for the Age of Darkness podcast challenge. Loads of fun. Oh, nice. Okay, cool. Might have checked that one out. I haven't heard of the Age of Darkness podcast challenge actually. Probably something I've missed.
Beastman. Who doesn't love Beastman?
It's the only reason I'm here.
Yeah,
Shake that pot.
nice. My money maker.
Well, I'll tell you what, just to pander to the crowd, there you go. Look, oh yeah, look at that pot shake. I took too much pleasure out of that.
I can only apologise for him.
It's as soon as the
But
drink gets in the bloodstream, that it gets worse.
yeah, yeah. He's an outrageous drunk.
I am.
As we'll discover tonight.
I'm not drinking that much tonight, Jesus. work in the morning, Dom. Work in the morning, and all that. So, plus you never know. Some of my colleagues could be watching this. I find it highly unlikely, but it's possible.
Yeah, maybe, Tom, maybe.
So,
That's sweet, sweet disciplinary.
New Year, Old Army rolled up. Chaos Warbands from the Realm of Chaos 1980 style. Ooh, okay, that sounds cool.
Yeah. Someone in our local gaming group, they've got a hobby thread that goes up. And there were some of the old classic Realm of Chaos models kind of going up that people have found them on eBay and they've just painted them up. And I mean, fair enough, some of the details not there, but they are some of them are brilliant. I absolutely love them. I think there's definitely a place with some of the 80s models. Yeah, they're pretty fantastic. Good old
Ah,
lead models.
I see. Vicky. Vicky is my other half, by the way, who is watching this, I think, in the front room. Obviously, just probably caught the pot shaking incident. I don't know whether that she likes that or not, so I guess we'll have to see. Try and keep these streams PG friendly, right?
Thomas, right.
Well,
Keep it relatively hobby themed.
well,
Um,
definitely.
Tom, in your Templar army,
Hmm.
do you actually have many metal models left?
Metal models. I have the Emperor's Champion left.
Yep.
Actually, Grimoldus is metal still for me, and so is my Helbrecht. And I'm trying to think, I've got. I think that's probably it. Oh, the sorry. um, also the servitors. Um,
Oh,
yeah, but yeah, I must admit they're becoming a bit of a rarity for my armies nowadays because obviously most of this battle. I think some of my sister battle, my older ones, obviously still metal. But Templars, yeah, not many in there now. I have sort of let a few of them sort of. I mean, to be honest, most of it's been plastic Space Marines, so I don't know. It was only the character models I think that I had got which were metal. So
nice. Yeah, I don't think I've got any of my Chaos armies actually.
oh, it's because Chaos don't have any characters, mate.
What? I've got two right here.
You had to make them yourself.
Yeah. Some of the yeah.
So there, my mate rolled short legs for his CSM squad, so he's sawn a couple of millimeters out of each leg. That's good. Well, at least it'll look different, right? I mean, maybe that's what Thunder Warriors are like, right? They had shorter legs. I know that's not what Thunder Warriors are like, don't worry.
Now it is.
It is, there were squats. That's why they were gotten rid of, right?
Yep. I think they also had the life expectancy of a sandwich from Tesco.
That's sure.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, have that, Thunder Warriors.
Aggressive. I mean, the other. Oh,
They
yes.
were.
Just obviously, the other things I was working on this week, by the way, was I was doing some stuff for the channel actually. Obviously, we're doing that now, but I meant for video formatting and stuff like that. So I was playing around with some new looks for battle reports after some feedback I had, which I partially agree with as well. I think.
Yep.
So I'm looking forward to trying that out this weekend actually, because hopefully Vicky and me are going to do a game. I might be popping the sister battle out for their first proper match up on the channel. If I can
New
finish
model
this.
syndrome.
Yeah. So and as the whole army is new, it should just be a very quick game. So yeah, I could hopefully do another one straight after. You've held his Chaos Champion with a squat with wings. I've got to see this at some point. That sounds amazing. I mean, maybe you should make some, I don't know, some weird looking sort of where they've got a particular deformity for a Chaos Lord, Dom, or something wrong with them.
Maybe I should.
Something like
I
they.
was actually talking of which, when I was making this, where is it? World Eater Lord.
Yeah.
I've got the camera. I've got the spawn head that's like a big corn symbol.
Oh right, yeah.
Oh, I could put that in there. Yeah, see how that looks. But no, lucky I found a Forge World Terminator head, so I'll chuck that in
You
there.
got with something a bit more stylish.
Ferocious. Although, yeah, as you said, it looks like he's got a moustache.
Oh, he's also yeah. So the sort of feedback I had was I think I'll do it in a nutshell format because that's how I tend to do things. I probably speak too fast while on camera. Didn't spend enough time during the video on the armies, which I do partially agree with, and should include more dice rolling in our games, which is something I'd actually already been thinking about anyway. Because anyone who watched us knows that the style that we've kept for quite a while now is that we tend to do a lot of recapping of turns, which is great. And some people really like it, as we found out actually, because it does appeal to some people that don't have an awful lot of time to watch a full-blown hour-half video or whatever like that. So, while thinking about it, I thought, oh, maybe we can come up with a happy medium and sort of do some selective dice
Is this
rolls.
Mikey, by the way, from Hellstorm?
Oh yeah, that's a good question actually, because there are a few of you.
One of those other dashing chaps.
Yeah. That you might have to wait a while to get that answer though, because he's probably still listening to my
Okay, I'm
feedback thing. I'm sorry.
so excited. Oh, Mikey.
But it's always interesting getting feedback because you obviously spend what you think is a great deal amount of time and effort doing these things, and then some people obviously, I mean, to be honest, I'm not that upset about it. It's kind of stuff that I knew might be need paying attention to.
Yeah, I think anybody who puts any sort of creative outlet onto hello Mikey onto
Hello.
YouTube or Instagram or whatever, you get 90% positive feedback, and well, hopefully you get 90% positive feedback, and you always get someone comment something,
Mm-hmm.
and to be fair to the person who commented, they obviously gave us a thumbs down, but then gave us a reason for it. So
Yes.
as Mike, you might know sometimes, or anyone else listening at the moment, you'll get a thumbs down, and you'll never get any explanation, and you're like, why have they given us a thumbs down? But at least
Yeah.
this person had the courage to put a comment and
Yeah.
actually put something relatively constructive on there. So kudos to them. I mean, if I ever find
And yeah, in to reply to your question, Rick, sorry, your comment, Rick, is I'm not. I wouldn't say we were planning on changing the whole format completely. Don't worry about that. It was more of a maybe putting in some key kind of talking points during a turn. Like for instance, if there's a particularly interesting psychic thing coming up, try and put that in there. If there's some interesting shooting that came in, and yeah, and also RAF just comment there to alternate styles. Yeah, I mean the other option is to do some shorter style bat reps. I mean to be fair, there's actually a way I could probably
yeah, we
film
have.
the normal style and just do the other bit alongside it. It's not out of the question, although it's two videos, so I don't know how YouTube would like that.
We have experimented before, haven't we? I've recorded some where you get every dice roll, and
Yeah,
some where you do key ones, and obviously some where we haven't done any. And it's finding that happy medium between them. I
definitely.
think sometimes roll showing every roll is very, no offense to anybody who does it can be very tedious.
Yeah,
If you show key ones, that's pretty. They're normally pretty good, but at the same time, you sometimes need to know where it's going to be key and where it's going to be important. And other times, the frustration is obviously that you don't see anything. So it's like
yeah,
it's everywhere. We're always evolving, aren't we? We're always going to change and try
yeah,
something new if we feel there's room to improve. We're not going to be necessarily.
yeah.
Um,
No, no, yeah, like I said, I agree, and like I said, I'm not like massively upset about it. It's always good to hear kind of feedback constructively put, not just someone putting up something like, oh, you're crap, and then no reason for it whatsoever. I mean, I remember when we did our early videos, Don. Do you remember the guy who always picked up on our lip smacking?
yeah, there's always someone, isn't there? Yeah, like RF just said, you kind of get a bit of a thick skin after a while, to be
Yeah.
honest. You're just like, oh, okay, fair enough.
In fact, actually, to be fair, they make us
Can't please
laugh.
everyone.
It's also, I
Yeah,
mean, the other amusing ones are the sometimes you get people that may comment about your army picking and style. And like I said, you play your army the way you want to, and sometimes it's very hard to sort of please everybody with a particular army
yeah,
list or style. But it's quite interesting, sort of just hearing people's comments. I actually quite like it, to be honest. In all seriousness, I'd rather know kind of everything about stuff that there's always one. Yeah, there definitely is, Mikey. I mean, sometimes more than one, but the majority of the time it is just one. But I would say the majority of the feedback we get is pretty good, to be fair. I mean, we get,
well, we get lovely people watching us
yeah,
now and having a little chat and
yeah,
a joke,
yeah,
and that makes it all worthwhile, in my
indeed.
opinion. I'm
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
sure you'll
exactly.
agree.
Yeah. Yeah, just to sort of show you, because obviously maybe a lot of people that watch things don't understand sort of maybe what we do in the background. It's quite interesting to hear the thought process on it, I think. Um, so, but yeah, so we're going to have a look at some stuff. I mean, the main thing I did this week was work on the army introductions, which I'm looking forward to hopefully trying out this weekend. And that's just a little bit different. I think that's actually quite different, but it gives a little bit more time to focus on the armies that are being played. which I think is actually worthwhile because I think people like that personally. Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, cheers, Mikey. Yeah, and that's kind of how we play 40k. I think laid back and relaxed.
Well, yeah, we went up to Hellstorm event last year, and
Oh no.
um, yeah, basically, we just took fun armies, really. I mean, I took Renegades and Heretics. I mean, you can't get much
Oh,
funner than that. Without you can
I
say,
mean,
yeah, it's down to people's like if you want to try and win, that's cool. You know, everyone's got their own game to play, and sometimes the best experiences I had have been on the lower tables when you're just having a laugh. It's having that conversation with your opponent at the beginning and going, neither of us are going to win this tournament. Let's just have a laugh.
I mean, I am forever scarred by Riptides, Mikey. I can tell you that right now. In fact, actually, I don't know if you obviously saw, but I've actually started a Tau army with my other half. So, and I have 2 Riptides already. And I guess I'll add some shield drones just to make sure Although by the
I
time I
mean,
finish it, it probably won't be useful anymore.
I do owe Mikey a fiver for letting you go against all those tail players. They're not even on the same Swiss pairing anymore. I was like, don't worry, Mikey. He loves
I
Tau.
love Tau.
He loves all those drones. Have him another one.
I know what happened now. That's it.
It's true, Mikey. I'm definitely best Renegade player by default.
Yeah, I mean,
That was my plan, Mikey, all
yeah,
along. I
the
win one
only
game.
Renegade
I'm
player.
the number one ITC player in the UK.
Oh dear. No,
So
I'm
the amount
actually.
of time.
Yeah, I mean, in all seriousness, I think if I play some more tournaments at some point, either this year or next year, I will be doing.
Tau, drone.
Yeah, Tau Drone Army. No, no, it will be. I'm going to try and run my Templars a bit more seriously, if I'm really honest, just for a bit of a laugh, and also just to try and make them work in a tournament setting. I've actually been toying with quite a few things, and actually I'm starting to sort of, I suppose, playing them more has made me learn the army more than I usually do. I mean, I play them quite a bit, but it's, you know, I think just if the more you play an army, the more you understand how you can make it work to the best of its ability. I mean, and sometimes you're just against all the odds, depending on what you're playing. I mean, Renegades and Heretics is quite a good example of that because although very fun to play, I mean, it's,
Yeah,
they
I
just
mean,
don't have a lot of toys, do they? So.
it's the equivalent of playing Snotlings and Blood Bowl. You're definitely on playing hard mode. You've got no relics, the rule book, warlord traits, no stratagems. Your basic troops are probably worse than Grots.
I mean, what I found quite
You
fun.
know,
Oh, go on. Sorry, go on, Dave.
so you got the slight bonus of people not necessarily knowing what everything in your army does. And there is a couple of units in there that can be a bit pokey, but yeah, definitely hard mode playing Renegades and Heretics.
I do admit though, mate, I really like playing against Renegades. They're a fun army to play against because they're interesting. I mean, I think the worst game I felt bad about was I think you played my Red Scorpions when we went down to one of our local gaming clubs for an evening, and I just your face, it was, you're just like after the first time, it's like, no, I'm off.
I've had enough of this. This is rubbish.
But it was still good fun. And I'd love to see them get some updates and stuff, just to sort of bring them into
Yeah,
line a
I
bit.
think they will. I think they will get something. Games Workshop obviously have a bit of a development window. So who knows what happens next year or so.
Yeah, you're beta testing, Dom. You see, that's what Mikey says.
But if I was beta testing, we're definitely not getting a new codex.
Oh.
Scrap it. Burn everything.
Start from scratch. There are no renegades.
Yeah. Rewrite the fluff. Renegades and Heretics are gone.
You just hand your results, and the guy's like, "Oh, we can't save this."
Yeah. Bring squats back.
Squat renegades, mate. There you go. That'd improve them, right?
Chaos squat. Yeah. They were a thing.
Oh I've almost finished.
Oh yeah. So Tom,
Mm,
we're doing Faction Focus Friday, aren't we?
we
Or
are. Oh
Friday's
yes,
Faction
sorry, I
Focus.
almost forgot about this. Yes, we did. We are doing it, and we did one last Friday. If you haven't watched it, it was about orcs. It was fun. Um,
Mhm.
I think we had quite a bit of fun actually making the video. Actually, it was quite nice to dive into your sort of a faction. But we have another one planned for Friday, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, and we're going to go with Chaos. But luckily, the person who commented was very vague of what they wanted for Chaos. So we kind of went, we could do Traitor Legion, but you will save that for another day. So we're going to try Renegade Chapters, or Renegade Warbands, those Chaos Marines that have fallen since the heresy. So we're going to do a bit on them. If
Yeah.
anyone's got any suggestions on who we should cover, put a little comment below.
Oh yeah, yeah. Or yeah, to have a chat. Just ping it in chat if you've got any suggestions for some research purposes. Um, which I could do. The old Tyrant of Badab. You know. So
You could. You've got a book behind you.
I do. It's just sitting. Actually, yeah. Ironically, it's just sitting there. At least I could give you a couple from in there, mate. The ones that joined them, but then technically some of them didn't actually fall, did they? So they just got
No,
misled.
some backed out last minute.
I mean, I wish I could do
Got
one on the
call
Red
out.
Scorpions.
Well, maybe if someone comments on the Red Scorpions, we can do one on the Red Scorpions
Yeah.
at some point.
Although I'd actually do a bit more research because as much as I do know a fair bit about them, it's good to. When I was doing the Orc one last week, it was actually evident that some things. It's like I know a lot about the base lore, but then there's like stuff like, oh, I don't know much about this particular part of it, and I started reading more, and it's like, oh, there's actually quite a lot of interesting information here, and there's no way we're going to fit it into a 1 hour slot. So these faction focuses are probably going to be fleshed out into definitely sub-faction based videos, I would suspect.
Yeah. So you can kind of like the Red Scorpions are probably a good example of one of those armies. Like on the surface, you might think, oh yeah, it'd be quite easy to cover it, but they have got a fair bit of lore behind them, haven't they?
Mhm. Yeah. No, and everyone looks at Cullen, but there's a lot of stuff that happened sort of before him as well and after him. And the Bad Ad War was just one part of their history, really.
Hmm.
It's like if you did a guard regiment, I suppose. You pick someone like the Katachan, and you could go millions of places with them. I'd imagine, or
Yes.
maybe not millions, but yeah, thousands definitely. Um, but just hopefully that we can sort of use them to sort of get a nice base of lore-based videos up on the channel as well, which I think we're quite enjoying doing, just because it gives us a bit of a chance to delve into different things we haven't really looked at while hobbying, really. Because the other one that was quite close this week was Drakari, I think, and you and me were like dreading that one because I think neither of us know a lot about the Drakari.
Man, I had a Dark Elder army when they first came out, and state of those models then was not great in comparison to where they are now. And that would be essentially where I could go to with my experience. Like, was that second, third edition? What? Anyone know what edition Dark Elder came out? Was that second or third? And yeah, that was my experience of playing them. Playing them, playing against them, but played against them a few times. So I've got a rough idea what most of it does.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I haven't actually. I don't think I've. I'm trying to think about. Oh yes, no, I have played against them in a couple of tournaments actually. Oddly enough, I think it was one of the last chance opens actually, if I remember correctly. Um, oh yeah,
Oh yeah. You played against Martin
I did play that. Was it Martin? Sorry, yeah.
at War Games
It
with
did.
his Drakari because they had the cool little like jungly base,
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
lots of jet bikes.
God, that was a long time ago, mate. That was the first time I went up there, wasn't it? Actually, thinking about it.
Actually, I'll tell you what. I think I remember seeing Mikey at one of the last
Last
chance
chances. Ah.
Open. Yeah. I mean, it's too cool to talk to us. But look how the mighty have fallen.
Oh, sorry. I've got to shake some paint. Okay. That's going to become my thing now. I'm sorry. God, you know what? I'll tell you what, though, since the live stream there, I noticed the time goes like lightning,
I know.
which is quite interesting. So when we were pre-recording these, they seemed to sort of, it wasn't quite as quick as this. It's just like, we Wish we had more time.
Oh man, I've got so much brass on these guys. Maybe I can change my next army. It'll be like.
You need to pick a new army, mate. That's what needs to happen. You need to stop doing. You need to stop concentrating on like one army and do some other ones, mate.
Mate, I've got 2 armies here.
Nah, they're all chaos.
That's what I'm doing at the moment.
Remember, we've been asked to talk about chaos. They're all in one thing. That's it. There's no variations of the factions. It's just chaos.
Yeah. Just chaos.
And oh yeah, here's another good question for everyone out there who is listening still. If you're still going, how's everyone's hobby supplies? Has anyone managed to make some orders and actually get some goods in at the moment? Because I made my order about 3 days ago, and it's still I think some of it's still out of stock. So I'm just curious how everyone else is doing. Because I must admit I'm getting a bit low on some very important paints for these models that I'm doing at the moment.
Yeah. Yes, I haven't made an order yet. I'm ignoring, but I'm definitely running low on some of the like the technical paints that I normally use. So I do need to kind of.
I'm having a very low lead belcher. Lead belcher is the word I'm looking for. That's causing me some problems because obviously Argent Shroud tend to be quite a bit of that colour. He says as he's painting one that has basically turned silver since the beginning of this video.
Yeah, I'm going to get some more brushes at some point as well.
Yeah, luckily I'd actually just bought a whole stack of brushes before lockdown, so most of them are actually working alright. I've got a couple of really frayed ones, but I'm using them to do the kind of work I'm doing right now, which is where there's not much care of where the paint is going because it's all the same colour underneath, which is handy. So, because he's not running out. That's good. And good evening to you, sir. Glad you're not running out of paint because I must admit it feels really bad. I almost couldn't base.
Evening.
Almost couldn't base my sisters because I almost ran out of the Martian iron crust stuff. So then I found a pot that had actually fallen down behind one of my cabinets, Dom. That's where I found it.
Perfect.
So always get these lucky finds. Alright, so that's looking a bit better now.
Tom, slightly un-40k related, but hopefully everyone in the chat will still appreciate this chat. We both watched Star Wars yesterday.
Oh yeah, yeah.
The
Rise of Skywalker. Yeah. Obviously.
What did you think?
Well,
it's going to be a controversial one that obviously people are going to be commenting one way or another.
I've made no secret of saying what I thought of the first two, as you're probably aware of.
But for those that aren't aware of it, Tom, are you a big fan of the new films so far?
Okay, if I was to order them in a way, I'd say the first one was bearable. You know, it was enjoyable. It wasn't anything amazing. The second one essentially caused me not to go and watch the third one at the cinema because I had little faith in it. Enough, I'm totally honest. I thought some of the storyline was so rehashed. But the third one, in my opinion, restored a bit of faith to me. I actually quite enjoyed it. It was highly corny in some places, but I kind of expect that from a Star Wars film sometimes. And it was just it was just a good. It just had a good pace to it. I thought, in my opinion, there's some bits I kind of like. I don't want to say anything because I don't want to ruin it for anyone who's actually planning on watching it. But my overall thoughts are that if I was to, shall I rate it out of 10? Can we do that?
Yeah, hang on. First in the chat before Tom starts rating it out of 10 and falls to peer pressure. But if you liked the last Star Wars film, or you didn't like the last Star Wars film.
I'm about to peer pressure, you know me, mate.
I'll say how it's just be really vague, just staring at your screen.
Just like,
I think this was
just go like this. Just keep looking over the right.
Really?
No. I would
out of 10.
Out of 10, I would give it probably a 7 out of 10.
Oh wow, okay.
I think.
But the best or in your opinion, of the new trilogy?
I think so. Yeah, I think it. I think it started off quite. Yeah, I think the director change midway through was a bad idea. I think that's where they fell down. I think they lost some continuity there with what they were doing. Because the second one was a very silly premise, and yeah, they were trying to make it like it was this urgent kind of thing, weren't they? And it really wasn't.
Okay.
It just didn't work for me. So, but the third one had some good plot twists in it. I mean, I think some people knew what was coming, and some people maybe thought they knew what they're coming, and it wasn't the right thing. But yeah, what did you think of it, Dom? Did you
I enjoyed it, I believe.
you enjoyed it? You
The
believe?
first one, Force Awakens, I'm indifferent in a lot of ways about it. I'm kind of like, if it's on, I'll watch it. I won't have an urge to go and watch crack out the DVD or the Blu-ray and give it a little watch. The second one I haven't watched since the cinema, because that's just this isn't what I want.
I'll tell you what, we did watch that on Saturday before because we knew it was coming out, and I remember why I didn't watch it, so I'm with you on that one.
Yeah, and the third one, I liked it. Certain bits I didn't like the thing of all the new ones. It tend to be like, oh, we'll just go bigger and bigger and bigger. So, oh god, here we go. So obviously, Force Awakens was super Death Star that fires and destroys several planets at once.
Mm-hmm.
And then in this one, it was like, every Star Destroyer can destroy a planet. Look how many Star Destroyers we got. And I was like, oh, come on.
Yeah.
And I think personally that kind of sums up the new Star Wars films. Like when it came to the trilogy, the offshoots like Rogue One and Solo and Mandalorian, I suppose, as a series to a degree. I like it because they're a really small snippet of the Star Wars universe, and whatever happens in like Solo wasn't going to affect anyone really in the long run, was it?
No.
If Ham was successful one way of doing this or that, it was like, it doesn't matter. It's just a cool little adventure.
You know where he ends up.
It doesn't have to be an epic adventure. No.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, I mean, to sort of bring it back onto some 40k goodness, I mean, what would be your most favourite 40k based film if you could do one? If you had the budget to do
one film.
Yeah, just to get it kicked off.
A series of films.
Oh, well, okay. Well, let's split that into two. If we went with a series, because I think they can be applied to two very different types of thing. So, a series lends itself quite well to certain things, and a film, obviously, or a set of films. If you're going to do 10 films, I know what I'd do.
Yeah. Well,
I mean,
obviously, I'd like to see sweet horror series and stuff going on, which would be absolutely amazing. But on a realistic level, I think a Gaunt's Ghost series would be bloody amazing.
I think that'd be a good starting point. To be fair, that'd be good. That could be a series or a set of films. You think it's a bit like Shark, Dom. Just sort of bring it to that level.
Well, essentially, Gaunt's Ghost is Shark in space, isn't it? No one's denying that.
Just need to get Sean Bean on board. It'll be fine. Although, there's also, things like I thought. A good series would also be Eisenhorn. I think.
Mm-hmm.
And that would make a cracking TV series.
Well, funny you should say that.
I know.
There is plans.
I know. I'm actually quite looking forward to it. I just hope they get a decent voice actor in for it. So, or a decent actor, because they confirmed it's going to be it's live action, isn't it? Yeah, they have confirmed it, haven't they? I think that would be quite interesting to sort of see unfold. I'm a little bit. I'm not too sure about this. Is it Blood? It is Blood Ravens, isn't it? The one they're doing. Was it Blood Angels? Blood Angels. Sorry, pardon me. That they're doing the Astartes one. They're doing. It looks interesting.
Several, aren't they?
Yeah, it looks interesting. I think I'd have to wait until I see how the final art style and how they end up shooting it will be. Obviously it's going to be animated anyway, so it'll be interesting to see where they take it.
Yeah.
Because you're never sure with those kind of things, because it varies down to the person. It's like if you compare it to the first, the Ultramarines movie. You just wish they had the animator who did Astartes on the team. Really, that guy on his own did a better job than some of the animation that was on that film. It's a shame because the story was reasonably good, but I think it was ruined by the animation. I mean, the voice acting you can't fault.
Oh yeah, they had a very strong.
The cast they had was amazing, So.
And the writer as well. Obviously, they had Dan Abnett.
Yeah.
And you kind of think, yeah, you got, but the quality was terrible.
Yeah.
And I think now, like, what's that? How long ago was that?
So I think it was 2011. I think 2011, 2012, wasn't it? Maybe that long ago.
Yeah. Well, I think you see has Games Workshop people like developed, and they kind of see how important it is.
Yeah.
To like chuck out their IP with like a big budget, rather than back then it was like,
let's hand it to a small group.
We'll give you 70 quid and to Woolworth vouchers.
No, go buy yourself an editing suite.
Yeah. And pick and mix.
Crack on, lags. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, there's so much subject matter in 40k for films anyway. Yeah, it's great. You could go anywhere with it. I think you'd have trouble making certain films because of the understanding gap. I mean, like a film based on from a Tyranids point of view would be rather difficult. For you Tyranid fans out there, but you could do on fighting Tyranids. I mean that's.
They've got some Starship Troopers, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
If you disable his head, he cannot push the button.
Oh, I want to watch that now. Oh man, I was actually oddly enough, I was watching I was watching some you
Want
see
to know
these
more?
Federal Network in my farmer's voice, which I always think should be said like.
Yeah, sorry, Tom, you're saying.
No, I was just saying I saw a clip of what happened to Starship Troopers because obviously when it came out it actually got really bad reviews, obviously, but it became this kind of quite I suppose a cult classic movie I'd imagine for certain people because it's not like the gold standard of a movie by any chance, but it's just got quite a cool feel to it, and it did feel a bit 40k Guardish, I think. You got that kind of feel to it, and I really liked it for that as well.
Yeah, I remember actually at the time I had some metal Cadian Guardsmen, and I did paint them up like the mobile infantry.
Ah, there you go.
Yeah. Happy days.
So yeah.
But yeah, as a like a schoolgoer, you would always be like, oh, I'd love to do a Starship Troopers mission, chuck them up in a little fortress and have wave of mids attacking. And back then, like, all your mates were like 15 or whatever, and no one has the budget for
no.
a couple of hundred metal gaunts or whatever it was at the time.
As you play on your cardboard fort.
Fort made of VHS cases.
Oh yeah. Oh dear. Yeah, Floorhammer, the best.
Warhammer is finest.
Yeah, I think it's quite interesting how obviously the game for us has evolved over the years because with money becomes
DVD cases,
more models. Yeah, DVD cases now they've got slimmer. You have to get more now.
Yeah.
These line of sight blocking terrain. I'm gonna need 20 of these.
Yeah.
So I'm sure I don't know if anyone in chat's played in some odd situations. Obviously, if you have, let us know. It'd be quite interesting to know what people have played on and what limits you've lowered yourself to play a game of 40k. Did we do a 40k in a hotel room before? I can't remember if we've done that. I'm sure we must have done.
We've definitely cleared space to play 40k.
Yeah.
In a hotel. I don't know if we actually have. Maybe it'll be on our bucket list, Tom.
Oh yes, when we go to Warhammer World next, we'll play 40k hotel.
Yeah, we'll come back to our room. If you see it all to Warhammer World, come back to our hotel room.
And we'll have a £10,000 point apocalypse game in.
Yeah, bring your tape measures.
In a single room. The winner is who doesn't crush the most models. So I've lost that already because Dom knows me. I have a terrible knack for clumsiness when it comes to models and dropping them. Although he is normally quite impressed with the fact that they bounce.
A bit like Chunk out of Goonies, where hands report like a picture, a glass, and it goes 5, 4.
Which is another reason that I am a very big advocate of plastic glue. Not super glue. I remember using super glue when I first started, and I think Dom's kitchen floor had so many things that just sort of like dropped out my hand, just shattered into 1,000 pieces when I used to do it with super glue. And you're like, oh, Tom. It's like, nope, off to plastic glue.
Yeah, definitely. But that floor at Warhammer World is just asking for trouble. I don't know who designed that whole
Flagstones.
that went out. Yeah, that's great flooring for bouncy little squishy models.
I think I have actually broken a couple there, actually, if I do recall, quite a while ago. But yeah, it's not the best for sort of keeping models safe from the bouncing. Although I do want
It's
to
not
do a
always a good
tournament.
introduction, is it?
No.
If you do a tournament there and you just go show your models off and look at this blood letter, and next thing you just dropped it on the floor and something snapped
Look at these
off.
blood letters.
Yeah, my murder of blood letters.
All from one model, don't you know? Oh
Yeah.
dear. Oh man, it feels like a long time since we've been to any form of tournament there as well. 'Cause I don't know how many. I don't know. I mean, I'm obviously in a slightly lucky situation, is that I have someone I can play with in the house. So
I got no one.
you know,
I said to the wife the other day, I was like, fancy doing something a little bit naughty. And she was like, ooh. And I was like, 40k. And she essentially said, the only reason you want to play 40k with me is because no one else wants to. No, you can't play with anyone else. And I was like, that is exactly the reason why I want to play 40k.
Is she watching this?
No, couldn't hear me.
No. Yeah. No, I was quite lucky that Vicky sort of got into a bit of 40k a few years ago and gradually got to the point where she actually wants to play and actually paint quite a nice army now as well. So we're hopefully going to do a little video on her Crimson Fist actually, because she's actually got quite a few points of that now. So I want to get them up on the channel at some point. Because yeah, I mean, to be fair, I think every release in the last 6 weeks that I've done has had a Crimson Fist army. So I hope no one's sick of Crimson Fists anyway. Let's put it that way. Because there might be some more this weekend.
I'll post my guard army through to you. You can have some guard.
At least you're honest. I think that's a comment to you.
Yeah, spoiler for you guys. It's gonna have Crimson Fist.
Well,
I am. Yeah, I'm guessing that honest remark is about my wife. Yeah, she appreciates my honesty. Where she says that, could be filing for a divorce or pouring petrol all over the studio. Who knows where she?
Well, at least you said that you'll dry the studio out.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, exactly.
I'm sorry.
It's painful, Tom. Thank you. There.
Has it actually stopped leaking now? By the way, did the
it
tarpaulin
has,
do the trick?
It has stopped leaking. I still do not have any lighting in there as such. So I'm going with some studio lights, which unfortunately aren't really that great.
Major Chard, hello. Yes, sir. How may I help you? As you've just said my name, I'll do the paintbot shake
Hello,
for you.
Charlie.
Stop being mean. I thought I had accepted you on Steam. I'm sure I have. Oh.
You get used to it after a while. Don't worry.
I mean, I don't know what to say. Excuse me, chat. You may just see a little part of my. There we go. I'll switch back over here. There we go.
He wants to be your friend. I mean, in these times, Tom, you get what you can.
It's probably because I might be seeing on invisible. I'll just send him a message. It's been a while since we had this chap on the channel as well, Mr. Chard. So he's read his previous.
You'll be down at some point.
Yes, it'd be good to have you back down with your Praetorians. Yes, Major Chard is the person who comes down with his Praetorians on a regular basis. Well, a semi-regular basis, because getting these visits together, because we tend to do a long weekend of it when he comes down, because we enjoy a few desserts on that weekend. Desserts just is code for drink. Dom normally turns up the day after we've had a whole night of gaming and drinking, and I'm normally a bit worse for wear.
Yeah, there's two people drinking there, and one person can handle their drink. The other person, I'm going to point that way.
Oh, wrong way. Other way.
That way.
Yeah.
That way can't handle their drink quite as much. And he's normally like sitting back in the sofa, laughing away to himself.
It's what I do. You need to take the foot off the gas sometimes, just sort of calm down after the first 8, and then
Yeah.
you know. But no, it'd be...
yeah, that's another thing. One of the annoying things when you kind of walk into a group where they've been drinking, you've almost got to play catch up, or you can't play catch up. That's also equally.
Well, yes, admittedly for you, sometimes that is normally the case because you normally have to go back in the evening, so you just come into a couple of people that are pissed and playing 40k, or you need me to film something and I'm hungover. But no, it's all good fun, you know. I think.
It is indeed. How much painting have you had done, Tom?
I'm actually now waiting for this to dry.
Man.
I'm waiting for this to dry at the moment because I can't really add. I can't add too much because unfortunately, if you try and so what I'm actually going to do with this now, I'm just debating on how I'm going to approach this one because it's actually quite an interesting model.
Bye, Charlie.
Cool, see you in a bit, mate.
Yep.
It's quite an interesting model from the fact that yes, most of it is silver, in my opinion, because I'm doing Argent Shroud, but I think there's a lot of detail that I'm going to bring up to be gold. But I don't know whether to wash the whole thing first before I do that. I'm probably going to.
Okay.
Because I think it will then go over the bits that I want to bring up to a different colour over the top of it because it should cover quite well. And then leave the bit in a bit of darkness.
Yeah, I'd normally see how much you've got to do in a different one, but how many bits you're undecided on before watching it. Like if there's a lot, I tend to.
Yeah, I mean that's what's holding me back at the moment because I'm just thinking because I think we're going to do the flamers in red because I need the red to sort of come out from the top of it, and that's kind of what I'm doing my weapons in. And I think you probably can't see it on it, but there's little guards around the limbs just on the side there.
I can kind of see.
Yeah, you can that there.
Yeah,
I think I'm going to pull that out in a brass or gold just to sort of make them look different from the arms. And then obviously got some tanks on the back of the arms as well, so I think I'm going to pull them out in red just to try and just to break up the silver because Argent Shroud, unless you can do the white on it somewhere, which on this model is not as easy because there's not actually a lot of cloth on this one, bar the the poor prisoner's trousers, which are completely shredded anyway. So I don't think there would be a stark white anymore somehow.
I mean, if I was stuck into a death-dealing Pentagon engine, my trousers would no longer be white.
No, I think brown would be a nearer colour. Or an off death colour. I mean, I must admit, I need to read up on the exact lore on these guys because I know that it's pretty horrendous what happens to these ones. But
yeah, I don't think they have a pleasant ride of it.
No. But to be fair, they are probably heretics or very very naughty people in the eyes of the Emperor.
Yeah, I think they are something like that, aren't they? Yeah. I think if they're proper heretics, you probably wouldn't put them in.
Yeah, I was going to say because it could end up in tears for the army that you're trying to protect. Well, we put all the heretics in these massive 10-foot walking machines. Is that all right?
Yeah, with all this weaponry attached. I'm going to teach you a lesson.
Hang on a minute.
I have a buzzsaw for an arm.
Did you wipe their minds? No. Uh-oh. What's that sound? The sound of meat and bones being activated from the back end coming forward.
Grinding through.
In all seriousness, I mean, I wasn't really planning on having penitent engines in my army. Because my Argent Shroud army was going to be much more based on, obviously, their core rule is they can advance and still shoot like they haven't advanced with all weapons.
That's pretty cool.
But the counter's moving, but they can still. So, for instance, you could run and fire a heavy bolter, and you could run and fire a melter. And so my idea was to sort of concentrate on that particular theme with them, and also coupled with the Storm of Retribution stratagem, which I actually happen to have in front of me
Mhm.
here. I thought having 24-inch, no, sorry, not 24, sorry, 36-inch range melters would be fun
Ooh, yeah.
because
So
essentially,
with the
yeah.
36-inch melter, do you
Mm.
get the 18-inch on the double bubble, or
Well,
is
it
it
must do
still?
because it just says it just extends, it just add 12 to the range characteristic,
Hmm.
and so it does say half the range, and that becomes your range characteristic. So I'd assume that would be normal. So yeah,
Hmm.
um, yeah, and the heavy flame one's not bad. You get to reroll to wound because I'm planning on space. I've got one retributor squad at the moment. I think I'm going to add another one, and I'm going to do 4
Yep.
melters, 4 heavy flamers. That's going to be the thing. So then I just need them to have a
Alrighty.
vehicle of some description.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Especially if you're going to go against, I don't know, some sort of marine-based army. Yeah, you're going to get butchered by those intercessors.
Well, yes. I mean, I have experience. 'Cause I did a test game with my sisters, obviously with I don't know if Dave's still in chat, Mr. Dave Holland there. He played a game with the Space Wolves against me, um, and yeah, I think one round of shooting literally decimated a sister squad. You get your 3-up save, but it's that toughness. It's the toughness that lets you down.
Yeah, toughness spree
It's
is a bit of a
you know,
painful thing. We got that, for instance, 5 intercessors.
yeah,
They're just going to rip through those poor nuns with guns.
nuns with guns. I don't know what we should call them anymore. They're very hardcore sisters. They're just sort of they've got guns, Dom.
Oh yeah, you think
Yeah.
about the lore behind them. They're
Very
pretty
faithful.
hardy fighters, aren't they? Really.
Very faithful. Very zealot-ish. But that's why I paired them with my
Zealot-ish.
Templars, though, because especially the Argent Shroud, obviously, because they were with Templars in Hell's Reach. That was the whole point of what I was doing here. Oh,
Who
thanks,
were
Dan.
with the Templars on Cadia?
It's a good question, actually. I haven't read that story for a long time. I'm not sure what Crusade it was.
Yeah, obviously, I'm just going by the artwork. So you got what's her face? Celestine was there,
Yeah. I mean,
but
she's kind of, she's not really dedicated anywhere, really, I suppose, because she kind of just turns
no,
up to
no.
help. But I mean, obviously, the other one was Inquisitor Greyfax, who I've also got for the army as well here.
Hmm.
Who I'm quite looking forward to trying out. I haven't actually used her in a game yet. I'm glad you enjoyed the game, by the way, Dave. Cheers, mate. It was good fun. I hope we can get another one in at some point, mate. It's been a long time. Um, but yeah, no, I think I want to expand this army out to be fairly shooty, I suppose. Um, because I think it works well for them. So sticking with sort of flamers and melters, that's my definite thing. I don't know. Vehicle wise, it's some immolators and some exorcists. I think that's kind of where I'm going to go next. Just a shame they're so expensive.
Yeah, yeah. It's just
Yeah,
painful starting a new army now as well.
yeah. Because I mean,
It's
immolators,
definitely.
I think they're 36 quid from Goblin at the moment. And that's with the discount,
Mhm.
for that they offer. So, but yeah, but I'll be
Yeah,
getting
check out Goblin Gaming, guys.
yes. Quick
Plug.
plug. Goblin Gaming.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Check out Goblin Gaming.
Do you
They're
know what I need
our
to? I need to get some
sponsors.
kind of goblin graphic that pops out, Dom.
Little goblin that pops out and help
um,
them out. They're a good company. Great customer service.
no, they are. I must admit, they're very, very good. That's not just tooting our trumpet for the fact that they are sponsors, but they're just fantastic. I don't think I've actually had any single issue with them at
No,
all.
they're really good. They're really
Yeah.
good. I actually have this little story about Goblin Gaming, and
Ah.
but when I had buy some terrain before, I was trying to get hold of the Cities of Death stuff, and I found some on another retailing website in the UK. I'm not going to name who it is, but gave it like 2-3 days. I was like, oh, I found it. Buy. Brilliant. 2-3 days, nothing shipped. And it wasn't then. I was like, oh. I contacted them and they're like, oh, no, it's out of stock. And I was just like, what? Why is it still on your website? Why haven't you notified me until then? So I was like, all right, well, I found it on Goblin Gaming and obviously went to purchase and instantly got an email from them saying, oh, it's out of stock. We won't be getting any more. So I was like, oh, that's so much better than people just willing to take your money and not going to do
I'll
anything
tell you
about it.
about it. Yeah, it's not right. I mean, I mean, I've had some really good experiences with Forge World as well. Obviously, I know for Forge World, it's the only place you can get that stuff. I mean, obviously there are other locations you can get it. I mean, I
I
personally
mean,
prefer
yeah,
to
if
buy
Forge
it.
World do want to sponsor us,
But yeah, I remember. Do you remember my Castle Salt Ram saga? So,
yes,
so anyway, me and Don went up to Forge World, to Warhammer World for a weekend, and I went up there with the intent on buying a Castle Salt Ram. I had the money, I was going to buy it direct there so I could pick it up without having to wait for it and all that business. So I bought it, put it in my bag, and then obviously we played a few games at my
yeah,
world, and we went
but then
home.
got
And I got back and I was like,
sponsor.
yes, I'm going to make my assault ram. And I got it out, and literally in the bottom of the bag, there's basically parts on the bottom of the ram which form the little links at the bottom, all snapped off. Which I was just like, oh man, that really sucked, because I just brought it back all this way, and I was about to do it, and I can't exactly just go. I'll nip back up to Nottingham because we're about 4.5 hours away, to sort of send it back. So I contacted Forge World, and they were like, oh, sorry to hear that. Sounds very unusual how it's broken, but obviously if you picked it up from the store, we've got they had my transaction, all that business. They knew I'd been in to get it, and they said we'll send you out the spare part that was broken, because it was only one bit. It was one section of it, and so I wait a couple of days. It turns up, which is great, and I thought, oh, finally I can make it. So I start making it, and then literally 2 more days later, they actually sent the full kit out as well. I don't know if that was a mistake or an accident or whatever. It was just but I actually emailed them to check, and they said, oh yeah, no, it's fine. We did that because we weren't sure how much it was broken, basically. And I was like, oh wow, that is fantastic. So essentially I got two Cast Assault Rams, which was really nice. So I couldn't, I really speak highly of them. I mean, they've done other things as well with some misshipping. With my Cullen thing, Dom. I have 4 Cullens.
Abundance of colours.
I have 4 Terminator Cullens as well, because essentially I ordered some Terminator shoulder pads from Forge World, and when it turned up, I had the boxes that said Terminator shoulder pads on it, but inside every box was a Cullen. And I remember emailing them back going, hi guys, I really appreciate these models, but I really need the shoulder pads, because I was trying to make two Terminator squads up, and I was just like, I need the shoulder pads really badly. Sorry, not Terminator, it was standard shoulder pads anyway. But so they said, oh yeah, no problem. We'll send you out the 4 sets of shoulder pads or whatever it was. And I said to them, well, do you want me to send you back these Cullens? Like, no, you can hang on to them. I'm like, what? Couldn't believe it. I mean, I don't know if they're trying to get rid of stock or something, or they just had so many Cullens that you're like, oh, we've got to get rid of these guys. Just bung them in shoulder pads, things, and send them out some lucky prizes for people. But I was it was just like the fact they didn't ask for them back. I mean, obviously if they'd asked them back, I would have sent them back. It's not a problem. It was just quite amusing that they seem to value the fact you've been put out. They'd rather fix.
You are a very honest person, Tom.
I am.
And don't let the last 2 stories of Tom's getting freebies persuade you otherwise. Tom is very honest. It's painfully honest sometimes.
I am, because I don't agree in something for nothing, personally. I know that's some people might call me a mug, but
No, you're a very good person, Tom.
I have to do it because I feel bad if I don't. Which is can be my detriment sometimes, but can be a massive positive sometimes. So I'd say the rough and the smooth. But yeah, I think Forge World is a pretty top company as well. I mean, Games Workshop in a whole. I mean, some of Games Workshop's decisions, but we've had a lot of them anyway. So, but from a point of view, from a third party one, Goblin Gaming, fantastic. Again, every query I've asked, they've always made sure I'm happy before they finish the query as well. That's the other thing. They don't want to leave you sort of sorted out.
That's the thing, isn't it? We all make mistakes, and it's just how the result is the main thing.
Yes, I'm a mug. I'll get a new T-shirt. I'll say Black Toe Studios mug, on my back or something. Yeah, fool this guy. He's too honest.
He's far too honest.
Yeah. But really, it's my overall trick in life is to, if I'm honest all the time, people don't catch the little bits that I slip by.
I hope
Oh,
Vicky's still in
Tom,
there
Tom is
watching
really
this.
honest. He would never do something like that. No, I wouldn't do anything like that.
Wink. You just say wink.
Yes, my eye said wing. Oh dear. Yeah. But yeah. Right, how we doing on time? I think I'm probably going to have to wrap it up in a minute, mate. I'm afraid.
Yeah.
Um,
I hope everyone has anyone actually got anywhere with their hobby tonight?
yeah. Any progress chats before we knock it over? Got a few minutes left. Just curious how you're getting on. Oh, now look.
Yeah. He knows. He's got your number. He's
Yeah.
got your number.
They're on to me. My secret's out. But also, any questions before we go as well that you've heard from the stream? Anything you want us to answer? It was always good to know. And also, if you've got any suggestions for, because quite frankly, I'm happy to start. I think we're happy to start taking the votes on the next Friday thing, aren't we? So if anyone's got any kind of
We'll make a note.
we'll make
Open up a Word document, Thomas.
yes,
A notepad.
a notepad. Oh no, so it'll be on the chat afterwards. You can see the chat after. It's fine. It's saved on YouTube. So if anyone's got any suggestions of what they want to see on a faction focus or something you like to hear us talk about on a Friday at some point, let us know. Obviously we're going to do a chaos something this weekend, this Friday. We're not quite sure yet. We haven't decided, but we'll know soon. I think we're doing Renegade chapters, obviously, but we'll pick the chapters and stuff. Small World Eater Storm Eagle getting done there. That's good. Obviously, if any of you want to post your progress up on our Facebook or whatever, or private messages, we can stick it on whatever. We'd love to show it to people.
I think we follow a few of these people on Instagram anyway. So I do tend to have a little perv over your models and you keep them up.
But anyone who wants us to post it, feel free. Obviously, if you've got your own stuff, that's fair enough. But just because we always like to see our subscribers kind of models, because it's always good to see what everyone's up to. But yeah. Well then, I think we're about done there, then, mate.
Yeah, thank you very much, everybody, for watching tonight and taking part in our a random chat. It's been fun as always. I've actually been doing all these brass swords, and how many have I got done?
1.
15 maybe.
15. Well, that's not too bad. I mean, to be fair, I've only done one. I've only based one model, so I can't. No.
I can do glad again.
But yeah. But hopefully next week we're back on again for 8 o'clock.
So yeah, that boy.
Right. So if anyone does obviously want to, another thing. There are lots of skin tones on the Beastman. Good. But yeah.
Yeah. Oh man, Beastman must intimidate.
Yeah, no, I must admit, skin. I've got to work on that a bit myself. But obviously aiming to be next week 8 o'clock again on the Tuesday. So if you can join us, we'd love to see you again.
Yeah,
it's good to have a good hangout with you guys. It's always good to have
a mandate.
A mandate, yeah. A mandate for what?
Mandate.
So anyway, this is Tom and
Tom
from Black Toe Studios. Thank you very much for watching, and we will hopefully speak to you all next week. So take care.